followers, the ones who are just sticking by me, the people who are sending me messages on, all the different social media platforms, encouraging me to continue. Just letting me know that the subject matters that I'm addressing is something that's beneficial, something that the world needs, man. That's all it's about, is just inflicting change and getting some perspective from my listeners and from everyone around me. I want to make this one as interactive as possible. And the thing is, your words, your understanding, your perspectives, the different insights that you all have. Y'all really give me questions and send me different things to think about, different things to dive into a little deeper. So with this subject matter, which is something that we all can benefit from, that we can get better at constantly, it's a narrative that needs to be changed and understood a little bit more. And so I'm gonna pose the question to you all first, so that you can give me some insight and send your comments to the bottom for me, man. Trust. What comes to mind when I say the word trust? Like, where does your mind go? What realm does it go to? Do you think about childhood? Do you think about only relationships? Like friendships? What are you thinking about? And we really process it. There's trust in just about every facet of life that we have to, grasp on. And we have to really understand it. So let's go ahead and dive into the topic. Once again, we're talking about trust. All right, so ride with me, y'all. Trust is something that we get starting at birth. A lot of people don't really process this, but I want y'all to really understand. Like, at birth, we can't do anything for ourselves. We can't feed ourselves. We can't change ourselves. We can't put ourselves to sleep. Literally, we have to depend on our parents, our mother, father, or both, to do those things for us early in life. And the sad story is, some people are born into, some very negative households. Some parents are addicts. You have some who are not as attentive as possible. Some who don't really have the parenting skills and aren't patient. At the end of the day, some people literally are out there and giving away to someone else. And depending on the nurturing, the attention that's given at birth, it carries over. Please understand that if there's a child that is neglected during infancy, believe it or not, that sticks with them, and that carries over into the next phase of life, moving into the adolescence. So let's just think about it as children, 4 or 5. Me working in the mental health field, I've sat down and actually talked with kindergartners, first graders, and they really have some issues that they're dealing with because one of the parents are missing from their household. And then you have, let's just use the father, for example. The father's out of the household, and he makes that child promises that, I'm gonna come pick you up this Friday when you get out of school. We're gonna go grab ice cream, or we're gonna go to the movies, or we're gonna go to the park, whatever it may be. And then that father doesn't show up, all right? That really weighs on a child. That starts to affect the child's psyche. It makes the child wonder if the parent even cares. It makes the child wonder if they can even trust people, because at the end of the day, this is your father. This is the person who is 50% of your creation and actually needs to be there to support you and encourage you to build your confidence. So it can be wiped away if that parent comes through the next time and makes things better. But what about that kid that's constantly sitting in that window, constantly waiting at that door, and that parent doesn't show? That parent doesn't come to fulfill whatever it is they promised. Now that's just another deeper lingering issue that's going to continue. All right, so this is some levels of trust. Let's move a little bit further. Elementary school. You start to get friends. You start getting people around you that you like to hang with, that you like to talk to. You laugh, you joke, build that real bond, a relationship. But then something goes south. You get upset. Y'all don't agree on something. And that friend who you've deemed as maybe your best friend or your only friend at the time, and now they're over talking to someone else in the classroom, and they're talking about you negatively. So now you start to really get these emotions. You start to feel like, dang, is that person really for me? What is that person really my friend? Because you still are learning life at this point. You don't really get it. You don't understand it. You may start crying. You may go home to your parents and tell them that your friends did this. You may get a little lesson here or there, but the trust is still being built. You're still getting a grasp of it and an understanding of it. So let's move a little further. Maybe the dating world, I don't know, late middle school, early high school, and you find that love interest. You're talking to an individual, you like them, you're feeling all like cuddly inside, feeling those little goosebumps each time you see them, and then the relationship comes to an end. All right, so now we having more issues, or let's say not even come to an end. Find out that he or she is talking to someone else in the school and just dumps you and moves on. They told you that they liked you, that they were only talking to you, but yet you find out otherwise. More trust lost. You still getting an understanding of it. You're still learning it, but all of these things come into play. So let's even go further. I'm an athlete. I played sports my entire life. All right. So team sports. I'm not talking about sports where you play solo, golf, tennis. Those. I'm talking about football, basketball, baseball. When you play team sports, you have to trust your teammates. You have to trust that the linebacker is going to fall back into the proper zone, cover their area. You have to hope that your cornerbacks and your safeties drop and cover their zones. If one person on the field is not where they're supposed to be, that's a touchdown. That blows up the entire play. So you start learning how to trust your teammates, trust the people around you, trust your coach. They might tell you that if you do this, if you make sure that you open your hips up, get to your spot, get turned around, I guarantee you, because of the way the scheme works, the ball is going to be coming. Different things of that nature. You start to learn how to trust a little bit more. Okay, and of course, friendships as you get older, you get tight. You get your aces. You get your best friends. You get the people that you've been rolling with, you interacted with in many different frames, outside of school, in school, playing sports, when they come over to your house, when you go out to a party. You build the trust with those individuals then. All right. So now we've talked about some of the different areas of trust. Let's talk about social media. Let's talk about the rap game, the industry, and what's being portrayed to us. I was just going up and down my timeline a couple of days ago, and there was an individual who posted, "I don't trust anyone. I just trust God, and that's it. I don't trust nobody." Now I get it. We've all gone through some things. We've had some people who were untrustworthy. We've had some people that done us wrong, and it hurts us. It makes us put a guard up. But we cannot go through life not trusting anyone. Even if you believe in God, God works through people. There's messages that comes through other people. You have to be connected with someone. But let's really get to the bottom of it. If you are unable to trust no one, if you really feel that way inside, then there's a big possibility that you don't even trust yourself, that you haven't even presented trustworthy behavior. Like, be honest with yourself. When your friends come to you, when your family members come to you, when some random person comes to you and talks to you, and they open up to you, they talk to you and share what's really going on with them. They may even say, "Man, I don't feel comfortable talking to anybody. This is a secret." Do you hold on to it, or do you go and tell the first friend and laugh and joke and make a scene of it? Now, all of these things affect trust. You really have to focus on yourself. Make sure that in life that you're presenting a trustworthy individual. If you know that you're solid, and I'm saying be honest with yourself. If you know you're solid with the people that you come across, if you know you're solid with your word, if you tell somebody that you're gonna do this, you actually follow through with it and do it. If you tell them that you're gonna pick them up from this place, you're gonna be there on time to be there, or if anything of those nature, you have to make sure that you're being the one who's trustworthy. And at the end of the day, if you're being trustworthy, if you're proving and you're putting it off to others as you're a trustworthy individual, you're gonna reap what you sow. Now, see, trust is spiritual as well. A person knows a lot of times when it's someone who's solid, when it's someone who is gonna use confidentiality, that they can really trust to speak to. Granted, you can't go out here and just trust and talk to anybody. I get that, and that's real. But there has to be someone in your corner. There has to be someone on your team. It has to be a mother, a father, a sibling, a close friend, teammate, someone, co-worker. You have to build that and start to understand that, if I'm a trustworthy person, it's someone else out here that's doing it as well. And that collectively, if we can all come to an understanding and agreement that When someone is you know what I'm saying, burns you or treats you wrong, or they literally just don't follow through on anything, if that's something that's affecting us, we can all individually say, you know what? I'm gonna work on being trustworthy myself. I'm gonna do everything that I need to do to be loyal. If I get into this relationship with this young lady, I'm gonna be solid with her. I'm gonna keep it a band. If it comes to a point where we grow apart and I'm feeling like I need to step out, it's better to be honest and say, you know what? I'm not ready. I'm gonna go ahead and step out of this. I don't wanna do you wrong. I know this probably gonna hurt you as well. And this goes for men and women. And if this is gonna hurt you, I'd rather just, end it all and leave it there than to go further, making you think and feel like I'm this solid individual when really I'm not. So really, man, I know I said a lot and I talked on different levels. That's why I said it's gonna be a part 2 to it, where we can really dive into the depths of things that we can do to become a more trustworthy individual. But let's just start by taking responsibility and making sure that we ourselves forget what everybody else is doing. Forget the craziness that everyone else is showing. Forget what the people on social media are telling you. Trust nobody. Man, don't leave your girl around nobody. Like things like that. Block all of it out and just focus on being that individual that you want to meet. If you putting that off into the atmosphere, if you putting off that type of energy, that's what you're going to get in return. I promise you. It's not going to be from everybody, but it's going to be from the ones that you need to be trusted in your life, that you need to be solid, that you need to have that person that you can go and sit down with and talk about your deepest, darkest. Share whatever it is that you have going in your life. And you can trust that individual is not going to be a yes man or woman. It's going to be someone who's going to tell you what you need to hear and not just what you want to hear. So I just want to really get some feedback from everybody, man. Share with me like what it is that holds you back from being trustworthy. And once you get that, that's when we can start to dissect and go back in time. Like, okay, is it because, man, my dad wasn't there? Or, man, my mom wasn't there. My mom didn't do this. Oh, grandma was supposed to do these things, but she didn't. You can go back and pinpoint where some of your issues come from. You can literally go back and probably put your finger on the exact moment where you lost trust in humanity. You lost trust in people. You lost trust in yourself. So let's all just work together, man, and start being more trustworthy. Understanding that word trust is real strong in any relationship that we have, whether friendship, whether mother and father, whether a sibling, whether your significant other, or any other relationship that you come across. We have to be able to trust each other, man. So let's just start right there. I'm gonna dive a little bit deeper into it on this next episode, and we're gonna keep growing and building together. Once again, man, follow me please on all platforms: Instagram, Stock Exchange, TikTok. On TikTok, please follow me, Stock Exchange 0, and on Facebook as well, man. And please subscribe, like, comment, anything that's gonna be beneficial to me and you both. Let's do it, man. Peace, love, and happiness. Stock Exchange.